Hey YouTube, welcome to Toilet Talk. Let me just start by saying I'm so glad you're here. Did I say that out loud? Today we're going to be talking about curses, or bad words, foul language, potty mouth. I got to thinking, what makes a curse word a bad word? Where did it even come from? Who decides who makes them bad? So I did a little research on the internet to figure out where the origins of these bad words are. So we'll start off with something a little mild. Damn. The origin of damn is Latin for damage or loss. In Old French it's dampener, and in modern English it's damn. Originally, damned was a bad word deemed by the Christians as in you are damned by God, condemned by God to suffer eternal hell. It's usually used out of anger in most cases, and sometimes it's used to express oneself. Damn, girl! And I regret saying that. Moving on. Ass. The origin comes from Celtic, and then moved on to Old English assa, or maybe, I'm not sure if that's how I pronounce that right. In Welsh it's known as asin, and in Breton it's known as azen. Originally, many of you know, ass was originally meant for the name of a donkey. It was also used informally back in the day as a foolish person or a stupid person. And nowadays, of course, it's used as slang for the buttocks or the gluteus maximus. So nowadays, you can mostly hear it as, damn, that girl has a nice ass. Now from here on out, I'm gonna get a little bit more racy. Depending on you, some of these words may differ in levels of profanity, but to me, I'm just putting them in the order how I see as profanity. Shit. Originally a Germanic word, and then the Old English word as skite. I'm definitely butchering that word. Or diarrhea, or in Dutch schitzen, I think? And then in German, scheißen. At least I think that's how you say it. Scheißen. You know, in my youth I've said that quite a few times. Scheißen. Huh. Guess I've been saying shit in German for a long time. And we all know it as the word shit. As a noun, it's known as feces, or an act of defecating. Also as a noun, it means a contemptible or worthless person, garbage, nonsense, unpleasant experience or treatment, personal belongings, or stuff. Now we move on to verbs. In third person present, we use it as shits, and past tense, shitted, and of course, past particle, shits. Present particle, shitting, and one of my personal favorites, past tense, shat. As a verb by definition, it means expel feces from the body, or as a tease or try not to deceive, like I shit you not, or simply in explanation, shit. Next up is bitch. Again, this is rather common knowledge, but bitch can also be referred to as a female dog, or informal derogatory as a spiteful or unpleasant woman. And according to Google, as black slang as a woman. Other ways you can use bitch as a noun, as an informal tone, a difficult or unpleasant situation, or as an informal compliment, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Google's exemplary sentence on an informal compliment for bitch goes, my big bitch, there's nothing new here. Third person present, bitches. Past tense, bitches. Or present tense, bitching. Originally a Germanic word, and then converted to an Old English word maybe pronounced as bisse? Something along those lines. And then for modern English we now have bitch. And now finally, the granddaddy word of them all. Now for this video, I'm just gonna bleep that out because it's generally not a pleasant word to use. So I'm gonna use the word foop. Origin of foop is Germanic, and then since the early 16th century, it's been turned to the foop that we all know and love. Wow. They weren't kidding when people say that the German language is pretty vulgar and angry sounding. As nouns we have foop, plural nouns, foops, and we all know the definition of foops as the act of sexual intercourse. And you can also use foop as an exclamation, foops, as an exclamation, foop. On to the verbs. Third person present, foops. Past tense, fooped. Past particle, fooped. And present particle, fooping. Besides the general definition of having sexual intercourse, it also means to ruin or damage. There are a myriad of different curse words, but I thought I'd keep it short and clean. Here's an interesting thing you might not know. When I started off this video, I said a bad word. The context of the word, if you might notice, has a bunch of squiggly lines and at signs and pound signs and question marks and that kind of thing. Those are what is known as growlexes. The way of growlexes was made by a man, Mort Walker. He was a big famous cartoonist. And with that, we're fooping done. Thank you so much for watching this week's vlog. As always, I encourage you to like and subscribe my channel. I'll put my latest game video right here, which is the 3rd episode of me playing The Witch's House, which if you haven't seen this one, you should probably go back and watch the other ones and catch up on the first one. My channel, as always, I'll put right over there. And I'll put the subscribe button, as usual, right here. I'm currently in the works of some exciting projects in the future. I got a couple things lined up that I don't want to give away completely. You're just gonna have to subscribe and come back to watch what's in store for you. So once again, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Toilet Talk. And with that, I will see you in the next video. See you later.